Anyone getting upset about a possible indictment of Donald Trump needs to understand one principle from the Bible. Satan does not cast out Satan. Now available in paperback and e-readers, The Temptation of John Haynes. Given to temptation, pick up this action-packed African-American paranormal romance. Get The Temptation of John Haynes in paperback and e-readers today. Last Sunday, former President Donald Trump announced that he was going to be arrested on Tuesday, March 21st, as related to an alleged indictment as related to so-called hush payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels. Now, according to former President Donald Trump, he said that he was going to be indicted by a Manhattan grand jury in relation to these charges as related to the hush payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels, and he said that District Attorney Alvin Bragg was going to arrest him for these charges on Tuesday, March 21st. Now, Tuesday, March 21st came and went, but that didn't stop former President Donald Trump from starting up a ruckus, demanding that his supporters go out and protest on that day as related to these charges. However, as Tuesday, March 21st came and went, there were no charges filed by the District Attorney, Alvin Bragg, and there was no indictment brought down by a Manhattan grand jury. In all, the entire day just came and went just like I predicted, and the reason why that day just basically came and went is because the whole institution of white supremacy does not go out here and attack itself. Now, the cardinal rule of the institution of white supremacy is Satan does not cast out Satan, and Satan cannot cast out Satan, because those white supremacists on the left know that if they punish a white supremacist on the right, they will not be able to reap the benefits of all of the freebies, giveaways, and benefits that they receive under the system of white supremacy. Because if you take an individual under white supremacy and you punish that individual, what will happen to that whole system is that makes it where the other side cannot receive that same benefit. Because those white supremacists who would go out here, and if they were to indict Donald Trump for those charges as related to the hush payments to Stormy Daniels, that means that there would have to be a standard for the punishment of someone like former President Bill Clinton for his alleged affair with White House intern Monica Lewinsky. And white supremacy, again, does not want to go out here and punish individuals for alleged crimes, even if they were committed, because they want to keep that system of benefits for themselves so that they can get a pass for their behaviors later on. So the whole system of white supremacy is not going to go out here and punish Donald Trump for giving hush payments to the adult film star Stormy Daniels for the same reason why former President Bill Clinton was not removed from office for telling lies as related to his testimony about his alleged affair with Monica Lewinsky. So both sides want to continue receiving benefits as related to the system of white supremacy, and this is why you won't see the left wing or the right wing looking to go out here and punish a individual under the system of white supremacy. Yes, these individuals will go out here and make a lot of noise like Donald Trump did as related to his so-called announcement, and they will tell their supporters to go out here and kick up a fuss, but they know deep down nothing is going to change, because there's a covert contract between the institution of white supremacy and its followers that white supremacy does not punish other white supremacists. No, in order to maintain the system of white supremacy and all the goodies, giveaways, and freebies that it bestows on its members, they have to keep that system intact. And keeping that system intact is not about feelings. No, keeping that system intact is about maintaining a standard of institutional racism, and maintaining that system of institutional racism goes further than the feelings that those on the left have as related to former President Donald Trump, because maintaining that system is more important to these white supremacists than anybody's feelings about Donald Trump. This is why there was a quick about face as related to the so-called classified documents and that investigation, because as the members of the Blue Party were out here making that investigation of Donald Trump's so-called classified documents, they soon started to find that there were documents that were classified under Joe Biden, and as they found that, they quickly started to find that if they were to go after Donald Trump, they would lose that benefit under the system of white supremacy, where a white supremacist could go out here and get a pass for their criminal behavior, and they didn't want to lose that pass, because if you punish Donald Trump, you create a legal precedent where other white supremacists can be punished for their criminal behavior. And if that standard is established, that means that not only are the members of the Red Party going to be punished for their perks under white supremacy, it also means that members of the Blue Party are going to be punished as related to taking their perks, and that means no one can get any perks as related to the system of white supremacy. And this is why Satan refuses to cast out Satan, because Satan wants to continue receiving the benefits that he gives all of the members of his demon legion, and because he wants to continue receiving those benefits that he gives to his demon legion, he does not punish any members of his legion for any sort of wrongdoing. Now, when I looked at the whole situation of this whole announcement, I knew that nothing was going to happen, also because many of the black bootlicks like Alvin Bragg, they are too afraid to go after a Donald Trump because they fear having to deal with the consequences of white supremacy. Now, some allege that Alvin Bragg is a beta male who was being funded by George Soros, and they believe that Alvin Bragg is somebody who would basically go out here and look to prosecute former President Donald Trump to get political brownie points. But I don't think Alvin Bragg was that much of a fool. While he made an announcement saying that he was not going to be intimidated, he did know who was buttering his bread. And he knows that since it is white supremacy that is allowing him to have this position, he knows that he does not need to either cross either side of white supremacy, because to go out here and make an indictment of former President Donald Trump, this would be a bold statement to all of those white supremacists that this black person is completely out of control. And if this black person is completely out of control, they're going to have to, again, there be consequences for that action. And again, Alvin Bragg understood where he stood as related to his place in white supremacy. Same thing with Attorney General Letitia James, again, another black bootlick. And these black bootlicks know, yes, they can go out here and make a lot of noise as related to President Donald Trump, but they know they better not try anything, because again, the whole thing is they made a compromise with white supremacy, and if they try to cast out Satan, they will be rebuked by Satan in his institution, because they have gone out here and made a deal with the devil. And as they have gone out here and made that deal with the devil, they know that their lives will be made a living hell if they speak against the institution of white supremacy or take action against the system of white supremacy, because the system of white supremacy, while it again has a dislike of Donald Trump for being loud, the system of white supremacy is not going to punish Donald Trump, because they want that benefit for those on the left. And again, if you go after Donald Trump, then you're going to lose your benefits as related to the system of white supremacy. So while there was a lot of noise made about Donald Trump being arrested, and a lot of people were riled up as related to their emotions, there would be no action taken against Donald Trump, because that would impact the overall system of white supremacy. And because it would impact the overall system of white supremacy, there was none of these black politicians would dare go against him, because to go against Donald Trump means to go against the system of white supremacy. And people like Alvin Bragg and Letitia James receive a lot of benefits from that system of white supremacy. And because they receive most of their daily bread from the white supremacists whose boots they lick, they don't want to turn on those individuals. And that's why we saw Letitia James go after Donald Trump with a civil suit and not a criminal suit. And that's why we saw Alvin Bragg basically backpedal as related to Donald Trump's announcement, because to make a statement against a white supremacist, that would again be the end of their careers. So when Donald Trump made that announcement, it was just one big crap test to show how much power he still had. And your Letitia James and your Alvin Bragg, two black politicians, understood that since they made a deal with the devil in white supremacy, that they could not cast out Satan, because to cast out Satan would lead to them being rebuked. And again, this is why, in spite of all of the hype and noise that Donald Trump was making, this is why there was no indictment. Because again, while white supremacy makes a lot of noise, white supremacy does not go out here and punish white supremacists. Yes, they may lock up people like they did in January 6th here and there, random common citizens, but they don't go out here and do things to undermine the institution of white supremacy. And again, when it comes down to the institution of white supremacy, it is a devil that is all about the details. And the ultimate detail people need to understand about white supremacy as related to the rhetoric of a Donald Trump or rhetoric of anyone on the left is that at the end of the day, Satan does not cast out Satan. Now, if you want to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. And this video isn't going to be monetized because there are people on both sides who have issues with political commentary. So if you could send a donation to the Cash App by clicking the link in the description box, it would be greatly appreciated. And if you want to pick up some of my positive black fiction on the SJS Direct imprint, you can find all those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find it at other online booksellers like Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Google Play. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and ebook, The Man Who Rules the World. John Hayes must bring together men and gods to overcome a threat that seeks to destroy the planet. The Man Who Rules the World. Now available in paperback and e-readers everywhere.